Hello everybody, welcome back to the Punk Rock Player One channel, and today we're reviewing 21 Pilots Clancy. And I had to learn a little bit about 21 Pilots lore before this. I don't know much about it other than there has been some lore going on in the most recent 21 Pilots albums. I did not know that. It's been going on since Blurry Face, apparently, in this note here. So I am not going to be reviewing the lore. I'm going to be reviewing the music. So if you're a lore person, sorry, but this is just a review musically of the album. So starting off with Overcompensate, this is basically their first single. I'll just go ahead and say this album did not, this song did not advertise the album very well for me. I heard this song and I was like, Eesh. I was just like, this doesn't sound like what I would want to listen to a whole album that sounds similar to this, just with like all kinds of weird like bouncy like a bunch of random sounds mushed together. Maybe this song will grow on me. I'm not sure, but I still don't like it. So that's what I think about Overcompensate. It's EDM. I mean, I like EDM, but it's good EDM. I do like the drums. The drum player, I think everybody knows this. The drum player for 21 Pilots, he's good. And yeah, there's too much going on. I didn't like it when it came out. I don't like it now. And yeah, this did not advertise the album well for me. But let's get into the next song, and it changes pace very quickly. So it quickly changed my mind. The next song, Next Semester, is basically a punk rock indie rock song, question mark, basically. Like, what? But it is definitely better than the first song. And I'm not just saying that because it was basically an indie rock, punk rock song. But generally, it had structure, it had a chorus, it had verses. It just felt more pleasant to the ear. So, and it had a nice little slow acoustic part at the end to kind of close out the song. So, Next Semester is getting going to be on my top 5 for the album. So that quickly changed the pace for me compared to Overcompensate. Next song after that is Backslide. And really, they don't really, for the rest of the album, they don't lose pace after this. There might be one little lull in the middle, I think we're getting to, but Backslide very much is just your normal 21 Pilots, the normal kind of rap singing, and the thing I know most, or the album I'm most related to when it comes to 21 Pilots, is Blurry Face, for sure. I don't know all the songs on Blurry Face, but my favorite one on there is Ride. And then I do like a song from Trench called Chlorine. I love that song. So I do need to dig into more 21 Pilots, but just reviewing this album by itself, I feel like Backslide and Next Semester pick up the pace and keep it to where it's like actual structure going on. So far that's already 2 good songs after Overcompensate. After that is Midwest Indigo. This is an upbeat kind of song. It has good singing in it. Yeah, and also a very good chorus. It has a very, I like when they change it up in the bridge. It's kind of got a spacey sounding bridge. And yeah, what I put in my notes for this one is this the best song so far of the album. So it just kept getting better and better at that point. We're at track number 4. So Midwest Indigo gets a thumbs up from me. It's also in my top 5. After that is Routines in the Night. This also has very good singing. And this is the kind of first like melancholy sounding song in the album. And the drum production, I noticed, I mean, these 21 Pilots, they're at the top of their game. Their production is going to be good. The drums sound incredible. And I very much felt Blurry Face and Trench of the songs I know of them on this track. So it's very comparable to Backslide in typical 21 Pilots fashion. So Routines in the Night does hold up. It has very good verses and it has a nice piano ending towards the end. So Routines in the Night also ends up in my top 5. And the next song after that is Vignette. This is a violin driven kind of song with the drums are still holding up. And there's some kind of like, I guess I'll have to watch the music video for this because there was a weird screeching eagle sound at the beginning. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Sorry, headphone users. Yeah, that's the best way I could describe what happened at the beginning of that song. It had cool synths, cool synth part near the end, and I very much liked the structure of this song because it had like a nice staccato kind of rhythm with the violins, especially. It just sounded very pleasant to the ear. So Vignette, solid. Surprisingly, did not end up in my top 5. After that is The Craving, and this is the acoustic song, your obligatory slow acoustic song, sad acoustic song. I will say, very nice vocal melodies, but I'm sorry, I would skip this song. I would skip The Craving, I'm sorry. Next song after that is Lavish, and it fits the word, it's very fancy sounding. Very much ton of piano in the song. I definitely don't like the chorus because it was kind of going for la di da, I'm fancy, in the chorus, but the verses were good. The chorus kind of ruins it for me. If the chorus was different, this song would have ended up in my top 5 because the verses are very good. So listen to it for the verses. Next song after that is Navigating. This is back to rock, kind of like Next Semester, slightly rock. It has a ton of bass guitar, which I appreciate. A little tiny bit of electric guitar, and it just lets the drums loose since it's a rock song. And there's a nice build up in the verses, kind of like an EDM kind of build up, but it's still a rock song. And there's an awesome bass guitar section at the end that just lets the bass guitar kind of lead out in the open with nothing else bearing it, which I appreciate. And this song also ended up in my top 5. Well done. Next song after that is Snapback. It's at the beginning it has a callback lyric to Backslide. I'm pretty sure that was on purpose. I always like when albums do that. They have songs referencing the earlier songs. Kind of gives you like a connectivity. And it's not a cheap thing to do because you're reusing a lyric as long as you do it right. And I felt like it was used correctly here. It may have not been a reference, but I felt like it was to the Backslide song. So props to them for doing that. And in this song, he very much has like a monotone kind of singing and rapping. And this song definitely has emotional lyrics. And the end half of the song sounds very cool. So check out Snapback. Next song is Oldie Station. This is actually another mostly acoustic guitar song with piano. But this is kind of typical for 21 Pilots. It's not unusual for them to have a bunch of acoustic piano songs because I believe Vessels and their first album had a ton of songs like that. I think a ton of Blurry Face as well actually had a ton of acoustic piano songs. So I think that's typical. And it has great singing, cool keyboards at halfway point. And yeah, that leads to the last recurrence of the chorus. So Oldie Station has good stuff to offer. At the end, after that is At the Risk of Feeling Dumb. And this song absolutely reminded me of Ride from Blurry Face because of the reggaeton kind of guitars and rhythm. So, I mean, automatically that's going to make me like it because Ride is my favorite 21 Pilot song. I know that's probably a typical pick, but I mean, go listen to it. Ride is it'll prove to you that it's good. I mean, it's a great song. It has everything that 21 Pilots is known for: the rapping sections, the singing sections. Ride is great. I stand Ride. All right. And yeah, I basically said that this is reggae infused, and it had a nice plugged in section too. Like, it was actually the quotation marks heaviest part of the album, with loudest electric guitar, loudest drums. That was cool. And he also yelled in this song. I know he's yelled before, but I never really hear the 21 Pilots guy actually yell, but he actually yelled in the song. It was not surprising that it was great. And yeah, this ended up being my favorite song of the album, At the Risk of Feeling Dumb, for sure. Hands down, easy. And it also, of course, ended up in my top 5. Last song of the album is Paladin Straight. It has an acoustic beginning, and then full band comes in like at a minute 50. This is the longest song. It's like 7 minutes. And the song, it also has amazing vocals, by the way. It stops and then has some birds kind of singing, and then it's silent for like 2 minutes, and then it has an acoustic singing outro, and then you probably have to watch the music video to understand what's going on with the lore, because somebody says something about Clancy at the end in a deep voice. But yeah, so looking back through the list, we ended up with Next Semester being in our top 5, Midwest Indigo, Routines in the Night, number 3, and Navigating, number 4. Navigating has a very good chorus, by the way. And At the Risk of Feeling Dumb was number 5. So originally, when I heard Overcompensate, I thought this might be my first dud album review. But Overcompensate was trying to overcompensate for how good this album actually is. This is a good album. Do not sleep on it, folks. I thought it was going to be a bad album. It was not. I'm happy. It won't be my highest score, but I will say still go check this album out. And I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. There is a ton of songs I would skip. I would skip The Craving. I would skip Lavish. I would skip Oldie Station. And I would skip Paladin Straight. Oh, and Overcompensate. So, yeah. But the good songs that I wouldn't skip are strong enough that I would say a 7 out of 10 is worthy of this album. That is my review of Clancy by 21 Pilots. Let me know what you guys think about the album in the comments, and I will see you all later.